Namaste. Welcome to a Birdistan special.
Yes.
We are going to cover one of the national birds of one of the countries in the world, of course. Why not one of the countries in the world? This time, Oriental magpie-robin, the national bird of Bangladesh. How does that sound? It has appeared in Indian currency notes in Bangladesh and it's called Doyel or Doyel.
Yeah, in local language.
In Bangla.
Yes.
And they have also appeared in the monumental landmark in Dhaka, the capital city of Bangladesh, Doyel Chata.
Doyel Chata.
A life-size statue of a flying Oriental magpie-robin.
Wow.
Now let's describe the Oriental magpie-robin. The Oriental magpie-robin holds its tail upright while hopping on the ground, and they lower it when they are singing. The undertail and coverts are known to be black. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And they have black wings,
Yes.
black tail
Black body.
edged with white, black head, medium-sized grey bill, and they've got a shoulder patch which separates the head and throat. The
True.
breast is white.
Yes. So when you're looking at it at a glance, first time if you're looking at it, it will look like a black and white bird. Essentially,
Then
it's
the
a 19 centimeter
Yes.
long, so it's not
And it
a
weighs
bulky bird.
36 grams.
True. So it's a light hopping bird. So whenever you see it's jumping on the ground, it likes to come down on the ground, and it keeps its tail upright when it is on the ground. When it is singing, as Max mentioned, it keeps its tail downwards and flat. How it looks is basically from top it looks all black apart from the coverts, white coverts on the tail. That is, the edges of the tail will look white, just stripes on the side.
Edges.
And if you're looking at from the front, if you're looking at the eyes, black eyes of it, and the black head, completely black.
You may
head.
never see the eyes.
Yes, it may not be visible because of the dark
The
color.
female is pale and grey. The breast is still white, underparts the same, but the black is replaced with pale, dull grey or brownish color. Or
Yes, so
rufus,
the
you can say.
body of the female is basically grayish black instead of black, so it's much paler than the male. So you will know when you're looking at the male and the female. Male is pitch dark black on top and below, from the breast area to the belly and up till the tail, it's all white underneath. And female is lighter black, or you can say
Juveniles
grayish.
are known to have scaly head which is brown in color and scaly undertail coverts.
True. So the undertail coverts are also scaly and the head also is scaly, and it's brownish, not black. It's more like the female than the male before it actually develops its colors properly. In India and locally, the bird is called Solori, Doyel, as Max said, in Bangladesh.
Or Doyel.
Yes. Several names
Or
are there.
Shama.
Or Shama as well. So several names are there for this one bird. Why it is so popular? Because of its musical and singing abilities all over the subcontinent. In fact, the nominate form
is found
of the
in
bird.
Indian subcontinent.
True.
While
So
there
it's-
is a version from Andaman. The nominate form is known to have has paler females than that of the Andaman form. The Andaman form is called Cosichus solaris andamanensis.
True.
Now, the Oriental magpie-robin has even more local names, Dial and Diel.
Yes.
And they make sounds, many calls. They have a large variety: distress calls, submissive calls, roosting calls, emergence calls.
Begging calls, mobbing calls,
Mobbing calls are like a house crash.
like hissing. Right. So Oriental magpie robins are
And
popular.
they have a long drawn whistle like, you see?
Yeah, they do that. Actually, they do that. You got that right. Long stretched whistle that they pull. So they are known and they are famous in this subcontinent for being the singing bird. It is one of the passerine birds that sings so beautifully, and people often notice it in the mornings and evenings. It is more heard or more commonly heard while singing all around. So its name, in fact, comes locally Solori from this ability of its singing. Saw Lori in Hindi means 100 lullabies. And I'm just guessing the people of the past, ancient Indian people, must have kept this name just because it could sing so well.
Of course.
100 different varieties. I don't think people actually counted whether it does 100
But
or not.
of course it has
But
a lot of
several
calls.
notes and several calls that it brings to the table. And it's so melodious. It is absolutely gorgeous. You have to listen to it to realize how beautifully it can sing. And they sing for long time. They don't end, like start and then finish it. They keep on singing no matter how many other birds are doing what they want. But these birds, once they continue singing, they go on and on and on. You just have to record it. You just have to listen to it. You just have to enjoy that moment when they are singing around in the neighborhood. I often catch it in the morning. When I wake up, there is a song going on of Oriental magpie-robin, as well as sometimes in the evenings too, when it is time for the birds to go home, they start singing. But morning ones are the best because at that time you can actually listen to it without any traffic noise or other noises around. That is the best time to listen to Oriental magpie-robin.
Now, it is found. Where does it live? It is found all over the Indian subcontinent. They
Yes.
live in mangroves, farmland, human habitation, and
Cultivation lands.
so on. They're
Yes.
known to forage in a leaf litter. So leaf litter is one habitat now.
The Oriental magpie-robins are found literally across Southeast Asian countries, whether it is Malaysia, whether it is Sri Lanka, whether it is Indonesia, South China, southern part of China as well, all over India, Bangladesh, Nepal. So all of these countries
But
have
that
Oriental
is,
magpie-robin.
for viewers from here in India, just Indian subcontinent will do. Of course, it won't help you to mention every single country in the world.
Indian subcontinent is true, Max. It covers all of these countries, and it can be seen in the neighborhood areas. Like Max said, wherever human habitats are there, there too Oriental magpie-robins are found easily.
Let's talk about what the national bird eats.
National bird of Bangladesh, Max.
Eats insects, centipedes, fish,
Yeah.
berries, grain.
Hmm.
That's a lot, right?
Geckos.
Invertebrates. Gecko, just is a kind of lizard.
Yeah,
For common household names, just lizard you can say.
true.
Gecko is a wild version of the lizard.
Yes. It can also take flower nectars as well.
They are basically carnivorous or insectivorous.
Yes. So their diet consists variety of things, whether it is insects, whether it is
Very competitive diet.
yes, centipedes, other things as
And
well.
leeches.
And leeches. So many things Oriental magpie-robin can feed on. So I'm sure around the year,
So that is a
something
royal
or the other
diet
it
for
has.
a royal bird indeed.
Royal life, a royal bird, national bird of Bangladesh,
Hmm.
as Max says. Oriental magpie-robins, they make their nest in the hollows of the trees. So basically, they line their nest from inside with grass, and that is what their nest is like before laying the eggs. Their breeding season starts from March to July.
The males are known to have a courtship ritual which
Yes.
involves singing from a high perch,
Yes.
strutting,
Yeah.
puffing feathers, and so on.
Yes, to attract the females, the male can do all of these courtship rituals, strutting and puffing,
So-
etc., as well as singing. And males also are very aggressive against
They
other
vigorously
males.
defend the nest. They are known to not feed the young or incubate the nest or participate in nest building. Female does everything alone. They defend the territory a lot against other males. They're known to also fight against their own reflection.
Yes, they can do that too. It's funny when you see them going and literally banging against a window because they
And
could just see
also,
their
each
reflection.
individual has their own version of their own song, and it's been noted that they have dialects. Since not every human has the same language,
Right.
every human sounds different, so every Oriental magpie robin sounds different.
Wow,
So they've
isn't
got
that
dialects.
amazing?
Yes.
So every Oriental magpie robin has its own dialect as well. While the legs are laid, around
Eggs.
4 eggs. Yeah, eggs. Eggs are laid 4 to 5 eggs at a time. The female Oriental magpie robin lays, and it is laid at the intervals. So every 24 hours, one egg will be laid max. So until it completes 4 or 5 or whatever is the amount in that period. And the eggs are small, pale blue color eggs. And what happens, it takes 8 to 14 days for the female to incubate eggs, while the male does not help in incubating. What the male does is brings the food, and female gets to know when the male brings the food only through the characteristic odor of the male, that the male is nearby and it is bringing food and not any other predator or other bird. So this is how they communicate with each other, with the smell of the male. And the male, while the incubation period is on, it defends the territory, which is the male is pretty aggressive against other Oriental magpie robins. So this is how they go about doing their nesting and breeding. Apart from other predators of Oriental magpie robin, they can also have many other health issues which come in forms of parasites as well as infections.
I can explain some.
Yes,
Nematodes of the eye, basically a parasite in the eye.
Yeah, nematodes of the eye.
Parasites. It's avian malaria, a malaria on a bird. Malaria mosquito can not only harm humans, birds also.
True.
H4N3, H5N1.
These are some of the problems or infections that Oriental magpie robin has to deal with, along with other predatory birds or birds of prey that can harm them.
And now for the end note. They're known to bathe in rainwater on leaves.
That's a beautiful sight. That's a wonderful one that you added, Max, after the threats to
They are
Oriental
considered
magpie
least
robin.
concern based on
Yes.
the IUCN.
They are still in the category of least concern. Their population is stable, and it's an amazing thing to have birds like them, at least in Indian subcontinent, that can sing so well, because in Southeast Asian countries we don't have many birds that can sing well. Not all birds can sing, and not all birds are this melodious.
Most birds only can do calls, nothing more.
Yes. So this is one of the rare singing birds that we have, this part of the world.